What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk. I know that some of you black men have a problem with my takes on race, and especially with TJ Holmes. Some of you brothers want a white woman so bad, you don't know what to do. You ready to jump off a cliff because you're so mad at me. And every time I try to help you, you try to get mad. And I'm going to prove to you how the system is in this world, okay? Now, I want to talk about Eric Bieniemy. Now, just in general, now I know there have been some black coaches that have been hired recently, D'Amico Ryans being one of them. And he's going to the Houston Texans, which they'll fire him within a year because the Houston Texans don't like black coaches. They hire him just so they can fire him, right? Now, Eric Bieniemy is a great coach. Offensive coordinator, he won 2 Super Bowls. I want to ask a question. Is there any offensive coordinator that has won a Super Bowl that did not become a head coach that was white? I know some of you are looking for excuses, but the answer is no. Eric Bieniemy couldn't get a head coaching job in the NFL. In fact, he had to go and take a lateral move in Washington, D.C. as the offensive coordinator, and he becomes the assistant head coach, which I find out to be astounding. But now, let me talk about this. This is very important for me. Now, Skip Bayless talked about the fact that NFL owners don't want black coaches around their wives. Now, listen to what I'm saying. Most of these people are white billionaires. You have, I believe, one Pakistani owner or Middle Eastern owner of the Jaguar. So most of them are white billionaires. And when it comes time to get these people and having dinners with their wives and all that kind of stuff, they would rather hire young white men that at least resemble them in their youth because they can relate. And to have a black man in a position of power around the wives that they're hosting at family functions and golf courses, that's a little too much for a lot of rich white men, okay? And some of you are going to call that racist, but that's what you can call it if you want to call it. And I know that most players in the NFL are black, but when I look at it, it's called staying on code in a way, okay? Most of these coaches that are being hired or leaving by the Texans, these black coaches, if they don't go there, they won't have a job, right? And we know that. But what I want to teach you is that when you're dealing with somebody with that sort of mentality, you can never catch up unless you have the mentality to work with the people in your own community and provide that same resource. Now, that might not be 1 year. It might not be 10 years. It might take 100 years. But unless you have the same mentality, and I know a lot of you brothers, I'm tired of these Pookies and Ray Rays. I'm tired of the black community. And then you will never have nothing. Because a lot of the black coaches that's getting jobs are being set up to fail so they can never get another coaching job again. But some of these white coaches, I believe Denver's coach, the Raiders coach. The Raiders coach flopped. This guy's Josh McDaniels. This guy can't coach. The guy is terrible. He was on the Patriots offensive coordinator, was there, all right, in Denver as the head coach. Terrible. Went to St. Louis, New England. Now he's back as the coordinator and coach. Right? The guy can't coach. He's never had a winning season, 12 years. Okay? But that's what happened. And the white man is never going to look at you in the same way that you're going to look at it because he has ownership. You have to also, as the black man, have ownership, even if you're starting off small. It's the only way that you can put your people in position, or hire and fire your people, or to control what you have in your community. It's the only way. The black man is never going to get ahead, bring anything to himself or to his community or to anybody else without ownership, without being able to collaborate with other black men, like the whites do, like the Asians do, like the Chinese do. Because a lot of folks in groups will smile in your face. They don't want you or your kids by them or going to school with them or want your sons dating their daughters. We should understand that by now. That's how they feel. And we've been knowing that for years, yet we be out here down our own folks and down our own situation. And yeah, it's tough, but unless you get it together, it's never going to get better, because they don't want you around their wives. They don't want you around their kids. How many times do we got to go through this? And the black man is sitting back, twiddling his thumbs, running around, seeing everything is okay, and they keeping you at bay. Forget head coaching jobs. When the black man gonna own the team? That's what I want to know. And until black men start to think like that, to think of, I want to own what's in my community, I want to own what's around that people who look like me, I want to have enterprise in the diaspora or whatever it is, you're never going to have no staying power, brother. I don't even care what kind of woman you want to date. If you want to date white women, God bless you. I don't care. But if you don't have ownership in your community, you will never have nothing. Not a goddamn thing. And I have so many black men that are trying to run away from black America. They tired. They don't want to deal with it. And I get it. Or Africa. I get all that. But brother, if you don't own anything, brother, if you're not making a way for the people that look like you, brother, you're always going to be behind, because they're going to decide your fate. And the only way you can decide your fate is through ownership. And the best place to have ownership is in black America or in Africa or something like that. If you don't, you're always going to be a joke. Always. Like ATL, like Outcast said, always like always. And you don't have to believe me or believe that it's true. Like my grandma used to say though, brother, just keep on living. Just keep on living. So if you want to, get an attitude with me or be mad at me or be mad at what I'm saying, just keep on living. Just look at your bank account. Look at your assets and see if I'm lying. So guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. We're out.